Hello, my name is Nathan Abel, and I would be recording a video podcast, but you could just listen to the audio about why, in my project, that I think more sports should implement hockey style fighting. I'm going to go through different examples, but the main reason is I think one, other sports are kind of soft, like very soft. I think that in other sports, the way that they take out their aggression is dangerous, personally, especially baseball. In other sports, I just feel like there needs to be, going back to the soft point, just some kind of anger behind it. Because this first thing, you can hear the audio if you're just listening, that is just shows what I'm trying to get my point across here. This is a game between the Sharks and the New York Rangers. San Jose Sharks, earlier in this game, had their star 19-year-old player, who's really young, hit dirtily, wasn't called a penalty. Entire team is mad about that. So this is a standard hockey fight.
Dellandrea got a stick on
So
it.
the Rangers have a puck, they dump it in, and then a Shark
Parson once again. Both
takes
sides for
out
Gavrikov.
and asks the
And now
fight
Rempe drops the gloves with
the Rangers player who made the hit.
Reeves at center.
And so they both agree to fight because if, in hockey terms, this guy, number 73, Matt Rempe on the Rangers, who made the dirty hit, does not answer, he is considered a massive coward, soft, and just kind of weak. And he's a massive guy who is known as a fighter. So they agree to fight at center ice because he made a dirty play. Although he wasn't called a penalty, he has to answer for his actions. Or else someone smaller is going to take the beating. That's how it works. If you cannot get the person responsible and you say no, a smaller person has to take the beating. And that beating is usually forced when they jump you. So it's generally accepted to have the center ice fight. This keeps the sport safe because I know this sounds crazy that fighting keeps the sport safe, but they have knife shoes. They don't have any face covering. They have a tiny visor and that's it. And sticks are hard. It's like getting whacked, not with a baseball bat, but it is close. And so there's a lot of things you can do horrifically if you don't just agree to fight. There's a lot of ways you can make someone pay for hurting one of your guys or hitting some of your guys dirtily. And it makes this edge to the sport. Hockey doesn't have much money anyway in it compared to the other major sports, but think about NBA players. I'm going to use NBA as an example soon. I have clips from that. NBA players. Hold on, let me fix this. If you're watching video, never mind. NBA players make all of this money, and it's soft. It's a soft sport. Sorry, I was just opening my drink there. NBA is a soft sport because your backups are making more than the highest paid hockey players. And so because contact is so forced that you really can't hate someone. Someone can be good and you can get frustrated, but it's hard for you to actually want to hate someone because there's no contact allowed other than just, their competition. Because you can't really hate someone, it makes the sport much, much less interesting. Because if you hate someone, and I do truly mean hate someone, where you don't want them to win, you want everything they do to fail, then you can, then, yeah, you have driving the net hard, but look, this is just still images this is a scuffle. They're just scuffling. They're not really touching each other much. There's not much physical contact.
Your job.
And it's why I just don't like NBA. Because the players, if you look at the championship for the NBA Finals, The celebration was like, "Yay, we won!" All the fans were like, "It's because it's like doing a 9 to 5 for them." Yes, there was the injury. I do agree. That probably dampened it a little. But still, it proves the point that NBA players do not hate each other. Hockey players hate each other. And even if they're normally teammates, when they face each other, they hate each other. I'll use this little video as an example. This is the start of the
Four Nations face-off is underway, and the gloves are off.
It's 2 seconds in the game. There already is a fight. There is 3 fights within 9 seconds in this game. 3 fights in 9 seconds. And the reason is simple. Because you have Americans and you have Canadians. They don't like each other. Because they're Americans and Canadians now. All the, normally we're teammates. That part is all gone. That's all gone. Because in this moment they are Americans and Canadians. And they're going to beat the crap out of each other. Because they're representing their country, not their player. Because a team first. Your boys matter the most. And this is an example from, baseball. This is switching gears. No, I won't go there. I'll go to soccer. This video, I'm just going to have it playing in the background, is soccer's most heated moments. All my hockey things happened this year. This is soccer's most heated moments. And heated moments is just being angry and kicking a ball hard. Hitting the camera. Being mad at your coach. And this is in history. This is supposed to be a compilation of in history. A minor headbutt, grabbing each other, that's it. This is the most heated moments in history. You know how soft this is? This is soft. Where's the team? Where's the... Oh no, someone tripped me. This is heated moments. If you look at the comments in this, it's people like, oh, it's like people, they're like, oh no, I got hit, should have been a red. These are, again, this is minor contact. In football, this would have been, no one would have cared. Like American football, none of these incidents would have mattered. They wouldn't. This happens every play. What happened in this video happens every play in hockey or in soccer. More extreme things happen every time. So I just think the sport is soft. You need to introduce this element of grit. You gotta get players to care more. And punching people in the face seems to get people to care a lot more. Because all of a sudden, if someone slights you and you don't like it, instead of just, being frustrated, you can go up, ask them for a fight. Someone slide tackles you dirty and gets unnoticed. Hey, your teammate goes up to that person, if you're really a team that cares about each other, and goes, hey, are you gonna go? And if he doesn't go, you dirty slide tackle him later. It's that simple. I know it's a little barbaric, but it keeps sports in line. It keeps these other sports very interesting. Because, going back to my point, they don't care. Or they only care about themselves. NBA, soccer, too much me. Where's your team? I've not seen recently where, and other than Halliburton in the NBA, where players hate the other team they're playing. They play to beat the other team. I went to all the Panthers celebrations after they won the Stanley Cup. The players for the Florida Panthers started chants. The players started chants to say F the other team, F the Oilers. They started multiple F the Oilers chants at the celebrations. Why? Because they hated the Oilers. One of our players, at one point in the past, when one of the Oilers players went bankrupt, he went up to his face, he rubbed his fingers together, and said loudly, "Do you need some money?" That was after that player just got bankrupt and divorced from his wife. These players hate each other. And that makes the sport so much interesting. Because sports is so much more interesting when the players care as much as the fans. When I watch basketball nowadays, especially the OKC celebration, the fans are going wild and the players are just casually walking onto the court like it's a regular season game. That makes me angry. Any other sport that the celebrations are much more extreme, well, this one's just casual. It makes me angry because, again, what's the point? Seriously, what's the point of playing like this and just going, "Yay, we won"? Sports is all about competition, and part of competition is wanting to beat your opponent. And right now, it doesn't feel like in NBA soccer they want to beat their opponent. They want to have a paycheck. They want to be professional. There might be trash talk, but the trash talk is always game related. It's not personal if you look at their mouths. No one really despises each other. Again, I keep going back to that point. Because no one despises each other, it ends up just being a little bit lame. If you've played any organized sports, like Adult League or even like rec, you'll eventually learn, I hate this team. They're jerks, they're fun. You talk to them, you interact with it. When you play the same team, I play beer league hockey. I have punched people in the face. I have teams I despise. I have beaten Russian teams who we carried an American flag out on the ice and planted it in our bench because we were placing the Russians and we wanted to rub it in. That's the kind of mentality that I love. You are going against another team. You defend your territory. Football has that as well. Look at the football will have fighting for other reasons to just avoid ejections and these huge brawls where everyone's like allowing fighting. Another big reason is just to keep everything normal and have rules for fights, because fights in NFL in MLB are unsafe because they're just kind of mesh. They're just kind of mesh. I don't know what's the word. Like at concerts where just everyone's together, everyone's throwing, everyone's hitting each other. It's kind of a mess. Cleats are stepping on people versus a fight where you just go, "Hey, you want to go?" Okay, and you fight. And even when you get to meshes of hockey, like this I'm about to show you, or if you're just listening, is in the Stanley Cup Final, NBA Finals, Super Bowl. This is that equivalent.
Chance as we walk the cup begin. It's only game 3.
They hit one of our players in the back with his stick because they don't like him. And then everyone grabs a guy. This is big in hockey. Everyone has a choice. In a fight like this where it's a brawl, everyone picks one person and fights that guy. You always have a dog pile of 2 people around the major incident. But other than that, everyone picks a guy and you fight your guy. This is to keep things organized and without, you don't want these crazy brawls. Or if you look at baseball, like there's these huge, like if I go over here, baseball, you get mound stormings where both teams fully, and you get these mosh pits, and they're wearing spikes and people are falling down. It's just not safe. A fight's more safe because you just got rules. There's no rules to these brawls. None at all. And you want your players to be safe, but you also, fighting is fun. I'm just going to say it. Fighting is fun and entertaining. Knowing your player gives so much cares so much that they're willing to punch the other player because they don't like them. I want that in my players. That's great. That's great. Anytime your players care that much, it's fantastic because your players care, that means your coach cares. It trickles down. It means your fans are more invested because nothing feels worse as a fan of caring more about a team than the team cares about it. As a fan cares more than a player does, you have a major problem because the fan is paying money to go to these events. The player's getting paid. This is their job. Their job is an entertainment product. Fans should care because their players care. And having players not care inherently weakens sports as an entertainment product, which at the end of the day is what sports is. It's an entertainment product. And when you don't do that, you lessen the value as an entertainment product. Now, soccer has a lot of fake injuries. And this is something bad that came for me. Baseball, I have qualms with baseball just because it's not safe. It's not safe the way they fight. Because they all rush them out and it's just a mess. I have problem with soccer because of fake injuries. Teams should hate each other in soccer. You know how you get fake injuries out of the game? If someone starts faking injuries, you just punch them in the face. You make him fight. You make him answer to his injuries. This would help get fake injuries out of the game so fast. If you have a reputation as a diver, imagine someone just decides, you know what? Are you going to answer the bell or is your teammate answering the bell? All right, you're answering the bell. Let's go. And then you both fight. That would help get rid of this whole mockery. It's why Americans, including me, don't like soccer that much. Because there's all these fake injuries and it feels very sterile. This would help get rid of the sterility. Soccer fans are some of the best fans in the world. I love soccer fans. Just looking at overseas soccer fans, it's fantastic. I would love that kind of energy here. But all the energy is brought about by soccer fans. The team doesn't have it. And finally, sorry for the dead air. Just thinking. I just want to just admire. Think this is a scene where a player on a hockey team is sticking their tongue out at the. If I can find it, hold on. If I can find this where if you will visual. But basically, after a fight, a Panthers player gets up and sticks their tongue out at the Oilers bench. Why? And goes down their bench having their tongue out like a crazy person. And the reason, he doesn't look this. If you can look. He doesn't like them at all. So if he's able to just get in their heads any way he can to win the trophy, the Stanley Cup, he's willing to do it. The mentality of whatever it takes to me is my favorite thing about sports. I think that'll be all. So in conclusion, just watch hockey. Hockey's a fantastic sport. And other sports need to be more like hockey. Because in the end of the day, you're watching sports for something entertaining. And if players don't care, then what's even the point? And hockey players care the most out of any sport. And just getting that care out of them will it'll make NBA watchable to me. I usually, and NBA, NBA and soccer, I don't watch much simply because I don't feel like the players care. If the players cared more, and there was more energy from them, it would single-handedly make me watch those sports. That's all. Have a great rest of your day.